Hey, um, I'm gonna be reviewing Letlive's The Blackest Beautiful. Um, I've heard a lot about this band, and that's how I'm gonna start off this review because it's an excellent point that I want to make of how I ended up finding out about this band. I've heard a lot about them since they were on Warped Tour last year. It's kind of when I feel they sort of broke into my view on music and everything. And a lot of people in bands are talking about this band. Like, oh, this band is cool, they're new, they're refreshing, everything like that. And a lot of good things. Just good things. That's all I heard about this band. You know, they're just like not too long ago when Glass Cloud sort of came into the world. I heard nothing but good things about Josh Travis and stuff, and that's who I kind of compare this band to, at least from my initial finding out about them. They're signed to Epitaph Records. I have that in my notes for some reason, in case you're wondering. At least from what I thought about this band, or at least from what I heard, they're not as hardcore as I thought. The genre, I guess, hardcore, you know, like The Ghost Inside, Sheriff in the Pad, like hardcore. They do have elements there, but they're just not as hardcore as I thought, as what people are saying about them. I thought it was going to be like, you know, but just a hardcore band. But they're more than that. They have a very, very unique sound. They have a fair amount of singing on this. I thought they have good screams and everything. I can't remember the guy's name. Jason, I think, or Aaron. I think Aaron may be his last name. I'm bad with names, so forgive me for that. But the singer dude with the beard and all that, he has a very unique singing voice. At first, I didn't like it, and I thought, I don't know, it's just not for me. It sounds kind of different, you know? It's not as smooth as it could be, you know. I don't know how to say this. But, you know, one of those, like, very typical, generic, smooth voices, whatever. He's not, like, just something generic. He has his own voice. And, at first I was kind of, like, on the fence about it. I don't really, you know, it's not for me. It's not catching on. But the more I listened to it, it kind of caught on. And, at least when there's bands, there's hype about bands and their albums or whatever, I usually listen to it. I'm like, not as good as what I heard, because that's just what usually happens. It's not as good as what you hear. But I would say this album may be on par with what I've heard. It's not the greatest thing ever, but it's something new in a very kind of stale world of music nowadays, especially the alternative music. A lot of bands, metalcore and stuff, it's very stale. Even deathcore is just, I mean, that's been stale for a couple of years now, I think. But whatever genre this band is, genres, there are like 20 billion genres out there. The metal, I guess you could say, world, this band is very new and refreshing. At least that's what I thought. About the band, like their sound and everything, at least, like I said, how they're not as hardcore as I thought. It sounds, in a fair amount of their songs, it sounds like they're holding back. And it creates this tension that's very, I don't know, it keeps you wanting more. It's, because I feel like they hold back almost. Like they should be more hardcore. They should be coming at you like full on. And in some songs they do it, like 27 Club. But it's just, it provides this tension almost like everything's about to break into like a harder song, like you know, like putting like a 10,000-pound weight on a string and it's just almost about to break, like the tension. It just feels like that. And it's very intimate, I think, this album, this band's performance. They love what they do. That's one thing you can tell about this band. A lot of bands, yeah, they love what they do. Some bands, you think they love what they do, they don't. I mean, I think like every band in the world gets up on stage and has that one song, like, you know, a lot of bands claim to love what they do or whatever and do it for the music, but they don't. And, I mean, you hear that like every day, but a lot of bands are that way. But this is a band that definitely cares about what they're doing. And I just don't know how to categorize these guys. They're not like, they didn't invent a new genre. But they are new. Their sound is new. Their feeling is new. Everything about them is kind of refreshing. And that's what I heard. Those are the large amount of the good things I've heard about this band. They're new, they're refreshing, they're the breath of fresh air. And it's not like breathing on another planet, though. It's just a breath of fresh air, is what I'm trying to say. And I would say songs to get you started for this band, to listen to this album, I would say Dreamer's Disease is a pretty good song. 27 Club, like I mentioned, it's a very, it's quite a lengthy song or whatever. I was looking through the songs or whatever. Usually bands have songs with like 2, 3, 4 minutes. This is like 7+, I think. And, it's not always a good or bad thing. It's just the length of the song. You don't really see it all that much nowadays. But, 27 Club, like I was saying, at least from the start, it's very coming at you. It's very energetic, very, making jokes. It's very, how do I say this? I get tired of the word aggressive, but, look up a synonym and just look up a synonym for aggressive, and that's whatever word it is. But this album definitely has a variety to it. Also, this is the band's only album, their first and only so far. It definitely has variety to it. Some songs are a little more singy. Sometimes some songs are a little more hardcore, in your face, and it's variety. It's something that's new, I think, and the screams are good. They're like you would expect. They're not like Alex Kohler highs, Frank Mullen lows. They're right where they should be, right in the middle of a person that sings and screams too. Like, it's just, some of it would be as you would expect, but it does feel new. And trying to think. I have these notes here. I have a song, all it says is Pheromone Cult. It's spelled with a V instead of a U, is good. And for some reason I don't remember that song, I should have put more notes. But apparently that's a good song, so listen to it. And really, I think, I can't say like riffing and stuff, because I usually associate riffing with the more heavier metal bands and stuff like that, the traditional metal bands. What this band, what they do guitar-wise is very interesting. And it adds to the feeling of intrigue that's brought by this album. And just if you're looking for something new that's not, brand new, that's still in the realm of, what you've heard, but, if you like The Chariot or something like that, then I think you would dig this band a fair amount. They do remind me of The Chariot in ways. That's just me, though. But definitely check this out. Letlive, The Blackest Beautiful, and see what you think of it, because I've heard a lot of people talking about it. So, yeah, I figured I'd leave some mystery for you. Can't, give everything away. So you have to listen to it, and just the expectations. There's a lot of hype about it. It's not quite as, full out hardcore. It has some variety to it. It's the singing. There's a fair amount of singing, and it's very in its own. It's good. I would give this album I'll say like an 8 out of 10. That's about the going rate for decent, good albums. And check it out. These guys have some potential to, make a name for themselves. So, And that's what it is.